You ever look at your bank account and feel confused? Not broke, not overdrafted, just confused. You made decent money this month. You didn't book a Vegas trip. You didn't YOLO into Tesla calls. You didn't suddenly develop diamond hands and go full crypto warrior. And yet somehow, there's always about $100 missing. Not $1,000, not some catastrophic emergency, just this quiet, recurring, slippery $100. And here's the weird part. You don't remember spending it. That's the mistake. And it's not about math. It's about psychology. Here's the rule nobody talks about. Small, unplanned spending isn't triggered by need. It's triggered by micro-emotional discomfort. That's it. The $100 mistake isn't about Starbucks. It's not about Walmart. It's not even about inflation. It's about what your brain does when it feels slightly off. And that slightly off feeling happens more than you think. Picture this. It's 9:42 p.m. You're on your couch. You just finished scrolling Zillow just to see. You watched a video about someone your age who escaped the 9 to 5. You saw groceries at Publix hit $140 again. Your brain doesn't panic. It just tightens. A subtle tension. You feel behind. Not dramatically behind, just a little. And that's when the $100 mistake starts forming. Not in your wallet, in your nervous system. Your brain runs on two core drives. Avoid pain, seek status. Not Ferrari status, tribe status. Your brain is constantly scanning. Am I safe? Am I respected? Am I falling behind? When the answer feels shaky, even slightly, your behavior shifts. You soothe. Not with therapy, not with journaling, with spending. And it rarely feels reckless. It feels reasonable. That's the danger. It's not one big charge. It's this. $28 extra on Uber Eats because you're tired. $17 subscription you forgot to cancel. $22 why not Amazon purchase. $19 upgraded grocery brands because you deserve better. $14 random convenience fee. There's your 100. Scattered, emotionally justified, almost invisible. You don't feel richer after spending it, but you do feel slightly calmer. That calm is what you paid for. Let me explain something subtle. Most people think budgets fail because they lack discipline. No, budgets fail because they ignore identity tension. If you make $70K today but consume content from people making $200K, your internal benchmark shifts. Your brain updates your normal. Now your current life feels insufficient, even if nothing objectively changed. So you upgrade small things to close the identity gap. Better takeout, better clothes, better gadgets, faster shipping. You're not trying to flex. You're trying to feel aligned. That's the $100 mistake. Now let's do the boring math for a second. $100 a month is $1,200 a year. Invested in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, averaging, say, 8 to 10% long-term, over 20 years, roughly $60,000 to $70,000. Over 30 years, closer to $150,000 plus. That's not guru math. That's basic compounding. But here's the catch. Nobody feels the pain of losing $150,000 because it disappears in $14 pieces. There's a psychological threshold around $5,000 to $10,000 saved. Below it, you feel fragile. Car repair? Stress. Layoff rumors? 401k panic. Fed rate hike headlines? Doom scrolling. Above it, something shifts. You breathe differently. You don't refresh Robinhood during outages. You don't panic sell during market dips. You don't chase Amazon stock splits because FOMO hits. Because you're not desperate, and desperation is expensive. The $100 mistake keeps people under that threshold longer than necessary. Let's go deeper. Money isn't just numbers, it's emotional posture. When you have margin, you negotiate differently. You say no to toxic bosses. You don't cling to bad relationships. You don't tolerate nonsense. That's optionality. And optionality comes from accumulated small decisions. The $100 mistake isn't draining your wallet, it's delaying your confidence.
Think of your finances like a bathtub. Income is the faucet, spending is the drain. Most people obsess over increasing the faucet. Side hustle, overtime, switch jobs, move to Texas for tax savings. All valid, but if the drain leaks $100 a month, the water level rises painfully slowly. Plug the leak slightly, momentum flits. Progress becomes visible. Visible progress changes identity. Identity changes behavior. Behavior compounds wealth. Here's where it gets powerful. You don't need to become extreme. You don't need rice and beans forever. You need awareness. For 30 days, before any non-essential purchase, ask, is this solving a problem or soothing a feeling? If it solves a problem, cool. If it soothes a feeling, pause 24 hours. That pause alone cuts the mistake in half. Not because you're disciplined, because emotional spikes fade. Money fam, motivation is unreliable. You can't out-willpower your nervous system forever. Automation beats motivation. Set $100 to auto-transfer to investments the day after payday. Before you see it, before you think about it, before identity tension kicks in. Out of sight, out of emotional reach, and suddenly the mistake doesn't get the chance to form. Momentum doesn't start at $100K, it starts at $1,000. The first $1,000 feels impossible because you're fighting old habits, FOMO, social comparison, convenience culture, the rent grind. Once you hit it, your brain updates. Oh, I can do this. That belief compounds faster than money. Now here's the warning. You hit 5K, then 10K. You feel good. And then lifestyle inflation whispers, you've earned this. YOLO, upgrade the apartment, lease the nicer car. And just like that, the $100 mistake returns. But now it's $300. High earners making $150K still feel broke for this reason. The leak scales with identity. If your identity is, I need to look successful, spending will follow. If your identity is, I value freedom, spending protects margin. Stop asking, how do I look like I'm winning? Start asking, how do I increase optionality? Optionality is the real flex. It's quitting without panic, moving states without stress, surviving layoffs without spiraling, investing during crashes instead of becoming a bag holder. You don't get that from impressing strangers. You get it from not leaking $100 at a time. Let's fast forward. You ignore the $100 mistake. 10 years pass. You made decent money, maybe $600K earned over the decade. Savings? Mediocre. Retirement account? Underwhelming. Stress? Still there. Now flip it. You redirect $100 monthly. You automate it. You cross 5K, then 10K, then 25K. At 35, you negotiate differently. At 40, layoffs don't terrify you. At 45, market dips feel like discounts. Not flashy, just calm. Steady wins. Picture yourself 10 years from now. Not in a Lambo, not on a yacht, just calm, stable, grounded. You look back at this version of you, the one slightly stressed, slightly behind, slightly confused where the money went, and you'd say, you weren't bad with money. You were reacting. You didn't need to earn more first. You just needed to stop the $100 mistake. Because the mistake wasn't about dollars. It was about identity tension. And once you chose freedom over appearance, everything compounded. Quietly, slowly, then all at once. Plug the leak. Cross the first threshold. Let momentum do what it's always done for patient people. I'll see you on the other side.